So you're telling me one conversation in this house changed the world?
Yep. And honestly, it might be the most important conversation that ever happened in Akron.
Well, that's a bold statement.
Well, just wait till you hear this story.
Okay. Well, hello there, parapeeps, and welcome to another episode of Our Haunted Travels. I'm your host, Sean Donley.
I'm your co-host, Marianne Donley.
We are here in Akron, Ohio.
Yes.
And we're going to do a location that's historical. No paranormal.
What? No paranormal?
Yeah, we're doing a historical location. We've been running around town all day doing paranormal stuff. But
Okay.
this house right here is very important,
Okay.
right?
Tell me all about it.
Well, we're going to tell them about it.
Oh, I have to tell them about it.
Yeah, but before we get into that, if you are into the paranormal history, which this is, forensic and travel type videos,
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ding that little bell so you hear from us next time we post a new video.
okay, we are here at the home of Dr. Bob Smith.
Dr. Bob.
Dr. Bob. Dr. Bob Smith is the co-founder of Alcoholics Anonymous. And this house right here is where it all began,
Interesting.
right? So why don't you tell them about it, and I'll show them the house.
Let me go look that up.
Okay.
All right. In this quiet Akron neighborhood, it's easy to miss just how important this home truly is. At first glance, it looks like any other early 20th century house. Built in 1914, it sits among other homes that grew alongside the city that was booming with industry, innovation, and opportunity. But what happened inside these walls would go on to change millions of lives across the world. This residence was the home of Dr. Robert Holbrook Smith, better known simply as Dr. Bob. He was a respected surgeon and a man trusted by his patients and admired in his field. But behind that reputation was a private struggle that nearly destroyed everything he had worked for. Like so many others, he battled alcoholism, a fight that at the time had very few answers and even fewer solutions. In the early 1930s, that struggle brought another man to Akron. His name was Bill Wilson, a stockbroker from New York who was fighting the same battle. When the two men met, something unexpected happened. Instead of trying to fix each other, they simply talked. They shared their experiences, their failures, and their hope. And somehow, through that connection, they both found strength. Inside this house, those conversations continued. The kitchen, the living room, and even the quiet corners of the home became places where people could speak openly about their struggles without judgment. What started as a simple conversation between two men slowly grew into something much bigger. A new idea began to take shape, the idea that recovery was possible, not alone, but together. Then came the moment that would define everything. On June 10th of 1935, Dr. Bob took what would become his last drink. That day is now recognized as the founding moment of Alcoholics Anonymous. Not in a grand hall or public stage, but right here in a home, just like this one. From that point on, this house became more than just a residence. It became a refuge. People began arriving from different places, drawn by the possibility of something they had almost given up on: hope. They sat in these rooms, shared their stories, and supported one another in ways that had rarely been seen before. And Dr. Bob's wife, Anne, played a powerful role in all of these events. Her presence in the home helped create an atmosphere of understanding and compassion. She documented many of the early ideas that would later shape the foundation of Alcoholics Anonymous. Her influence can still be felt in the story of this house. After Dr. Bob passed away in 1950, the impact of what started here did not fade. Instead, it spread. Alcoholics Anonymous grew into a worldwide movement, helping millions find a path to sobriety. And this home, this quiet place in Akron, became something else entirely, a symbol. Today, people from all over the world come here, not just to see a historic house, but to stand in the place where something life-changing began. They walk through these rooms, imagining those early conversations, those moments of doubt, and those first sparks of hope. Because in the end, this is not just the story of a house, it is the story of two men who found a way forward when it seemed impossible. It is the story of a community that formed within these walls, and it's the story of a simple idea that changed the world one conversation at a time.
Okay, so Dr. Bob's house.
Okay.
The founder, co-founder of Alcoholics Anonymous. I think what we need to do is let's go find Dr. Bob and Ann.
All right, let's go.
What do you think?
Yep.
We can't end it here.
No.
Okay, let's move on. We found him.
We did. Here's Dr. Bob right here. Yep. So Dr. Robert Holbrook Smith, known to many simply as Dr. Bob, was born in 1879 in Johnsbury, Vermont. He was intelligent, driven, and compassionate, the kind of man people trusted without question. He went on to become a respected surgeon, building a life that from the outside looked like success. But behind that success, there was a struggle he could not escape. Alcohol slowly took hold of his life. At first, it may have seemed manageable, something social, something temporary, but over time, it became something else entirely. It affected his work, his relationships, and his ability to function day to day. Those closest to him watched as brilliant doctor found himself trapped in a cycle he could not break. When prohibition swept across the United States in the early 1920s, many believed it would finally put an end to drinking. Dr. Bob himself hoped that maybe, just maybe, this would be the thing that would force him to stop. But addiction finds a way. As a physician, Dr. Bob discovered a medical loophole that allowed alcohol to still be prescribed and obtained legally. And through that loophole, he continued to drink. Even when the country outlawed alcohol, he could not escape it. By the early 1930s, he had tried everything he knew to quit, and nothing worked. Hospitals, treatments, promises, all of it failed. At one point, his condition became so severe that he could not perform surgery without first taking a drink just to steady his hands. Then in 1935, everything changed. A meeting took place here in Akron that would alter the course of history. Dr. Bob was introduced to a man named Bill Wilson, a stockbroker from New York who was fighting the same battle. The two men spoke openly, honestly, and for the first time, Dr. Bob realized something more powerful. He was not alone. What began as a conversation became a connection, and that connection became the foundation of something much larger. Together they discovered that by helping each other stay sober, they could do what neither of them could do alone. That simple idea, one alcoholic helping another, became the core principle of what would soon be known as Alcoholics Anonymous. Dr. Bob took his last drink on June 10th of 1935, and that date is now remembered as the birth of AA. From that moment forward, his life became dedicated to helping others find the same freedom that he had found. He opened his home to those in need, offered guidance without judgment, and quietly helped build a movement that would spread across the world. Dr. Bob passed away in 1950, but what he helped create did not end there. Today, Alcoholics Anonymous has helped millions of people reclaim their lives one day at a time. And standing here at his grave, it's easy to forget that this global movement began with something so simple, two men having a conversation in a moment of desperation that turned to hope. This is not just the resting place of a doctor, it's the resting place of a man who proved that even in our darkest struggles, even when the world changes around us, and even when every door seems to be closed, there is always a way forward.
Okay, Mayor. Dr. Bob,
Dr.
co-founder
Bob.
of Alcoholics Anonymous, right here in Akron, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Who knew?
That was a pretty cool story, though.
Mm-hmm.
Even though there's no paranormal stuff, So even the cemetery, what's it called? Mount Peace Cemetery. I couldn't find anything. It said, if anything, supernatural or whatever is like when people come here, they feel at peace. Makes sense. Dr. Bob's right there.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, he personally helped 5,000 people.
Wow.
Personally.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's an awesome story.
Wow.
So, okay. Anything else you want to add?
Nope.
No?
No.
We're good?
Yeah.
All right, folks. Till next time.
Thanks for watching.
And happy hunting. Let us know if you like this video by hitting that thumbs up. Also, if you'd like to see more videos from us in the future, support our channel by hitting that subscribe button and dinging that bell so you get notified the next time there's a video from Panic D Videos.
Thanks for watching.
Happy hunting.